Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Meech and Miles. I'm Tammy Reese of Culture Focus Magazine. How you both doing today, guys?
Doing
Great. How you
good,
doing?
Tammy. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Congratulations on season 2 of BMF. Miles and Meech, your characters, Meech and B-Mickie, your chemistry on screen is so dope and on point. I'll start with you, Miles. So, what's at stake at the beginning of season 2 as B-Mickie's loyalty is being tested?
It's a lot. His family, you know what I'm saying? He's got his brotherhood and relationship not only Meech, but all of his people in that organization. And then on top of that, the trials and tribulations that he went through with Kato, that's still being held over his head too. So all those three things correlate into what he's going through and how he's coping with those things too.
I kind of wonder, like, because the fact that y'all chemistry is so on point, do y'all hang out outside of the show,
My
outside the
man
set?
up in Florida, man. My man in Florida right now. He be moving. He be in the private jet.
Oh,
Yeah, he be in
The
the
first
private
season,
jet. He be
look,
here and there, man.
the first season we did. Now, when I come to Atlanta, I'm born and raised in Miami, so I live in Miami. But when I go to film, I moved to Atlanta for the 4 or 5 months. After set, Miles always come to my house and we chill and we talk. Whenever I'm in Atlanta, we always talk. So I feel like, and that's another reason why the show is so natural because me, Miles, and Da Vinci all have an authentic relationship. Like it's real. We talk to each other, and we learn from each other. And we're family. So the chemistry on screen is amazing because it's real.
wow, it's real and it's even realer off screen as you were describing it for sure. Meech, now you're have a personal connection to this story and you're doing an amazing job as a lead character. How do you think season 2 is to the next level compared to season 1?
Season
How's it
two,
elevated?
every season will be better than the last one. Extraordinary better. Um, this season is all about elevation. Elevate is the word for us because every cast member, everybody on the show, and everything we're doing is elevated. All the actions, all the scenes, it's bigger scenes, longer dialogue, more action, more everything. 10 episodes, not 8. Meech and Terry are going through their differences with Terry trying to go legit and trying to quit, but really doesn't want to quit. You know, but is scared and nervous. But Meech is so brave and such a smart and fearful young man that he knows what he wants to do, and he's not going to stop until he gets it done, and he'll go by himself. So this season, you guys get to see like Meech's drive and his hunger for what he wants to get done. He's gonna do it without anybody else to say so. It doesn't matter if he has to go by himself. That's what he does. That's what you guys get to see during the season.
I love how you put that. What I love about this series is that it doesn't glorify the drug game at all. It's humanizing these real life people to remind that everyone is human and go through things in life. Miles, I'll ask you, why do you think fans are so excited for season 2 and stay loyal to hear more of this real life story?
We got to look at the fans. All these people that are watching it are people that can relate with the show. Um, if you were born in the 80s, grew up in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, grew up in the 2000s, you knew about BMF, you knew about the 50 Boys, you knew about Meech, you know what I'm saying? And if you didn't even know about that, you knew about the music that they were listening to. You saw the type of clothing that they were wearing. So all these things was just bringing you back, as a fan, if you ever lived it. On top of that, if you are that corner boy in that modern day street today, you know what I'm saying, you can go watch this show and probably ground yourself into what you really need to do and how you know what I'm saying, how to live your life. Not necessarily saying go about selling drugs or what have you, but this, like you said, this shows a different side of, what I'm saying, the drug game, different families, what I'm saying, and relationships that you have with your people, how you deal with different scenarios and situations, and how you go through it with yourself. It's not a lot of people have things and distractions around them that will alter their own motives that they want to do in, what I'm saying, in this society. So with this show, it's gonna show a little bit of that.
You both are definitely making a huge impact telling this story for sure. Meech, I'll end it with you. What would you like to say to supporters and fans that are invested in hearing the story that's personal to you and learn from it?
I would tell fans just to piggyback off what Myles was saying a little bit. Like the story, it doesn't matter um, who you are, what age you are, what race you are, you still can feel connected to it because it's not about what the brothers are doing to feed their family because they just use the resources that they had and the time that it was in the murder capital, of the world. They couldn't just go to school and get a good education. So it's not like we're promoting drugs or my father's promoting what he did. But that's what they had in front of them. So this story will show people too, not even about just the drug dealing, what they had to do to feed their family. It's about how their family how their family was really close and had so much love and never let each other, deal with hardships alone and always was there for one another. And it shows, not only a African American, community, but just, other just shows other communities out there like, okay, a lot of people go through the same thing and similar things. It doesn't matter what race or what color you are. We all go through these hardships of life, with our family members or our loved ones.
Well put, Meech. You too, Myles. I am so proud of you both. I'm excited for everyone to see season 2. Keep up the great work and happy holidays, guys.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays to you too. Thank you, Tammy.